Hi guys, so this is how the dress looks when it's finished. I am a size 30 to 32. So yes, if you have any questions, leave the questions in the comment and let me know how it came out for you. And you will need a tapestry yarn needle. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so let's chain 80. We're going to start with the beginning. I always forget the name of the start. So that's the first, that counts as 1. We're going to make 80. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've chained 80. Let me just zoom in a little bit. I've chained 80. And now we are going to, that is 80. So let's chain 1. We're going to work with half double crochets. Please make sure that your hand is loose so that this is a bit stretchy and it's not too tight. So I've chained 1, so I go back into 79 so that we actually have 80 instead of 81. So we're just going to go back and half double crochet all the way back. There's a half double crochet. So that's half double crochet. It's not a double crochet. So we're going to half double crochet all the way to the back. Okay guys, so this is my half double crochet. I'm going to meet you close to the end so that we can move on to the next row, and then after that I'm just going to bounce off and finish the 4 rows. So according to this, then we do 5 rows actually, 5 rows going to the top. So I'm just going to continue to the end so I can show you how I turn around and then do the second row, and then after that you will be able to do the last 3 rows by yourself, and then I will meet you when we are at the end of the 5th. Okay, so now we are almost at the end. I'm left with 3. Excuse the birds outside. South Africa, the Hadida. So we left with 1 and then the last one, so don't forget the last one. And then I'm going to chain 1. I like to chain 1. Some people just like to chain 1, 2 and then carry on to the next, but for me I just prefer to do it this way. And then we're moving on to the next one. So in the first one immediately we start with the half double crochets. So we're just going to carry on with the half double crochets all the way to the end until you do 5 rows. And then we're going to start with the decreases, which is kind of like the bra cups or the bra top. Okay guys, so here this is 1 row, 2 row, and then we're going to do 3, 4 and then 5. So once you've reached the end of the 5th, I'm going to show you what we are going to be doing. So guys, I just want to show you something that you should not miss. So when you arrive at the end, usually it will look like you've actually arrived at the end, but don't forget, you can count your rows to make this easier, but don't forget to crochet in the last bit. It might look like you finished, but no, there will be one that's left. This yarn splits. It annoys me, but it's so pretty. And then I'm going to chain one and go to the other side. And remember, don't miss the last crochet, the last stitch. It's easier once you do the other one. It's just a bit tricky with the first line because you actually don't see this properly. But it gets easier when you arrive on this side of the end. You can see the last one is here. So always, it's much easier if you count when you're not used to it, so that it doesn't look jacked up. Okay guys, so I have finished my work and then I turned it around. So it's 5 and then we were going to go that way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this off. And then we're going to start with the bra cup sizes. Now I'm a size 30. I'm an A, so I don't have big boobs, so I made this cups. The best way is to measure from one side, the middle of the boob to almost close to under your armpit, in order to cover your entire boob in one of the cups. So now we're going to count 6 and then I'm going to crochet 33. So this would be 1, 2, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the 6th, I'll just do that. Sorry, in the 7th, because I told myself I'm going to leave 6. So this one is not too much of an issue because we're going to continue and add on so that we can tie it at the back. You do have the option of actually just joining, continuing and then joining it, but I want to now this time do it so that I can tie it at the back instead of having it joined. So I'm not going to tie it. You can tie when you're beginning, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue. So now I'm chaining 1, 2, and then that's the first half double crochet, and then 2. So we're going to do 33. I'm going to close that other yarn inside. 3, 4, 7. So that's 12. I just wanted to actually show you guys, I measured this bottom and it is about 30, not 36 actually, 46 centimeters. But like I said, it's not too much of a big deal because we're going to extend on the side. That was 12. Let me just pause the video. Then I'll meet you after I have done my 33 because it's it will take time then. Okay, so I have done 33. So this is 33. I've chained 1. And now we're going to start with the decreases. So with the decreases, chain 1, you actually have an option to either chain 1, 2, and then decrease on the 2nd and 3rd. I just prefer to decrease from the start. So now to decrease, we are going into this first one. So I just chained 1. Then we go into the first one, pull through, and then go into the next one, immediately pull through, and then we're going to pull through 3 and then pull through 2. Now you have 1, and then you continue normally with your half double crochets to go to the other side. Oh, this yarn splits like mad. Okay, so now we are nearing the end, and I am going to decrease when I have 2 left. So I have 3. As you can see, there's 1, 2, and the last one, which is the third. So I'm just going to do that, and then we're going to decrease. So you go 1, pull through, and 2, pull through. Now you have this 3, and then you add that, pull through 3, and then pull through 2. Now you've got 1. Chain 1, and we are going to decrease again. So you go pull through 1, and then pull through 2, and then we're going to pull through the 3, and then go again, pull through the 2, you got 1. So we've decreased this going forward, and we decrease going backwards, and then half double crochets, continuing to the other side. So you can see it's decreasing on both ends. So we're supposed to do 15 decrease rows, 15 decrease rows before we start doing the straight. So I'm going to continue up to the end and then show you one last time how to decrease from the inside and how to decrease from the outside. And then I will meet you after you have done 15 rows of decrease. So this would have been 1. Now this is the second one. And then you count from there. And then guys, you are going to do the same thing on the other side. Continuing, we started on this side, so you continue on this side and then count to 33 up until this side, and then you continue decreasing. So now I have 1 left, and then also this is the last stitch of the decrease. If you don't want to get confused, you can use stitch markers or something to put here so that you remember this is the last one. I already know which one is my last one, so there, then 1, and then 2, then I'm chaining 1. So that is the first one. So we go to decrease again, 1, 2, and then we're going to count. There's 2 left, and then there's 1 left, and then we carry on and you do the same thing on the other side. I'll meet you there. Right, so I have done the 15 rows, so you need to count from here to here. It should be 15 rows. So I'm going to chain 1, and then now we're going to do double crochets to make our tie thingy. You can make it as long as you want. I am going to do 40 rows this time because I don't want it so long. So I'm going to just chain 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go in there. So we're doing double crochets. I actually just want to make them 4, so I'm going to go in there to make this 1 double crochet. I actually said half double crochet, but I've been doing double crochets at the end so that it sits nice and straight, and then half double crochets in the middle. So there I've done 1 double crochet decrease, and then this is the last row, so I'm doing double crochets. And then you chain 1, 2, 3, turn the work around, and then go into the second one, not the first one, the second one, because that counts as 1 already. So you can see it counts as 1, and then we go into this one, 2, 3, and 4 double crochets. So we're turning that into that 1, 2, 3, the tie. Then you're going back, and then you go into the second one. So there's 2 in the middle, 1 at the edge, 1 at the edge. And then this is the second one in the middle, but number 3, and then 4. And then you're just going to continue to do that for, I'm going to do 40 rows. You can make it as long as you want. So you can see, that's going to count from here where it's straight. So that would be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 40. So it might take a bit of time. So I'm going to pause the video now and come back to you when we have to do the cup on the other side. So I just zoomed out so you can see that. So that's the one cup, and now we're doing the tie, and then we're going to do 33 here, and then go up and do the other side of the top. So let me do my 40 rows. So now I've reached the end of the strap, and then I'm going to cut off, and then we're going to start with the other side. To begin the other side, we want to begin where we ended with the other one. So you can see we ended this side, so we must continue this side. So you're going to count 33 from the middle of this one to the other side to make another cup. So same as that side, I'm not going to tie. If you want to tie, you're welcome to. You just pull through this and then tie like that. It doesn't really make a difference in this instance. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to continue with the half double crochets. And while we're doing that, we are hiding this yarn that's left over. So do your half double crochets all the way to the other side while hiding that leftover yarn, and count to 33. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll meet you once I'm done with the 33. So I've reached the end of the bra, and then we're going to actually do double crochets. I know I said half double crochet, but we're going to decrease with a double crochet to make the side straight and not too tight. So you're going to go 1, 2, and then you bring it out to the 3, and then chain 1, and then half double crochets all the way to the end. When you get to the end, you do the same as you did with the other side of the bra. So I'm going to finish this side of the bra, do the same thing like you did on the other side. So you can see it's decreasing, and then when you arrive here, you're going to, in these last 2, so you must look here, the last 2, you're going to go in 1, then grab 2, and then you're decreasing double crochet, same as the other side, and then you turn it around, decrease with a double crochet, and then half double crochet all the way to the side, then decrease on this side. And then you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to do the same as the other side, which is 15 rows of decrease here. and then you're going to do straight, and then you do the same amount as you did on this side, so that the straps are even. And then we will do the back of this, and then I'll show you how you can tie it. So it's quite quickly, so I might end up actually doing the whole dress in one setting. I ended up not going, doing everything on the camera. So you can do it in your own pace, and then meet me once you're done on this side, and then I'll show you how to do the straps longer on this side, or if you want to crochet it like I did with the other one, to put these together, but have space here. So I will meet you once you're done. So I have tied the yarn back on the one side, so we're going to make the back. So here's my top, and now we're going to make straps for the back. I'm going to use double crochet. You can still use half double crochet going this way. So I'm just going to go under one, two, going to make 3, and then I am going, so I chained 3. Sorry if you didn't see that. I chained 3, and then I'm going into this space 2, 3, 4, 5, let me go into this one, 6. It's a little tricky, this one, because I don't want to go underneath so that it makes a space. I want to go at the top. There you go. Let me just do 1 here so that it's straight. There you go. So you can see we're going that way now. I'm going to do the same amount of double crochets, and we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. So let's do that method, 3. So this is the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so now we're going to decrease until we have 4 double crochets left. So 1, 2, 3. So I've chained 3, and then we move on into the next one. I'm going to decrease to make this into 1 double crochet. Let me zoom in so you can see properly what I'm doing. So there, so I've went in to this one once, and then I'm going into the second one. So I'm decreasing. There you go. And then chain 1. So we have 3. Then I'm going to decrease again here. So this is going to be the 4th double crochet, and then that's the single crochet on the last part. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going into this one. This is going to be a second chain. Then I'm going to decrease to make it 1 because we want 4 double crochets. There you go. Now we got 3, and then we do the last one, the last chain. And then we are just going to do a few 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, or you can make it much longer depending on how long you want your strap to be, same as the neck, but make sure you make it long enough to tie at the back. And then this is the last. And then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, sorry. Then turn it around. And then we are going back again. And 4. So I'll do the same, and I'll do the same amount as I did at the strap, because I'm sure it will tie at the back. And then you do the same thing on the other side. So you make sure that you count 7 double crochets, and then you're going to decrease 3 in the middle, and then decrease once, and make sure that you're left with 4 to make the strap. You can actually decrease if you want a thinner strap, and make 2 into 1, and then it's 3 straps, and so forth, if you want to keep on decreasing. So guys, you can do the same thing on the other side, and we're going to make straps. And then once we're done, you're going to move on to making the skirt part of the dress, which is going to take much longer. Okay, so we are done with the top. This is how it looks. You're going to tie that there. And then this is the back. And you're going to tie it at the back. So now we are going to get started with the skirt, or the bottom part of it. All right, let's get to it. So we are moving on to the skirt part. It's actually quite easy, or not too difficult. In the drawing, I thought that I had increased, but I actually haven't increased anything. So we're going to start with this part, the bottom part. So the bottom part is actually 140 chains all the way. It's going to be 140. So we're just going to make a long one. So that would be 40 rows, and 20, that's going to be 60 rows, all of them of 40. 60 rows. Depending on how long you want the skirt. So how you measure here is that you put it around close to your bum, so that it's going to stretch nice and easy. Don't worry about the top being loose. Because we are doing a half double crochet, it's not going to be too loose. So I'll show you how we make it smaller at the top. We're going to just bring it in once we're done with everything. But yes, 60 rows and 140 chains, going all the way of half double crochets. So we're going to get started. We actually start from the top, moving on, going downwards. So it's not going to be too difficult. Just measure on your bum, just above your bum. And then when you wear it, you're going to wear it from the head and take it down, instead of trying to wear it from your legs and pulling it up, because it might not go through your bum. So, okay, let's get started with the skirt. Make sure that it's not too hard. If you know what I mean, like you don't, your hand is not, let me just do this. Your hand is not too pulley, so that it's not, it's easy to stretch the skirt, because then it's going to look cramped up and then going all the way out. So we can just loosen our fingers a bit, and then we are going to chain 140. So that was chain 1. This is chain 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do 140. I'll meet you at 140. So I've done my 140, and now we need to make a circle, because the skirt, we're going to work it in a circle. So make sure that this outside is on the outside all the way until you grab onto the other side. So this is the outside, and we want to keep it that way, straight on the outside, on the outside, on the outside, on the outside. Hold on to the outside in order to make it a circle. And there we go. So there are my outside. Let me just bring the yarn out that way, and we are going to start with the half double crochets to make the bottom part of the skirt. So we're going to start there with the first one. Sorry, the light keeps going up and down because the sun keeps going in the and out the clouds. So I'm going to grab that, bring it out, and then bring it out the other. So we've put together, that's a slip stitch, so we've put together the skirt. Now I'm going to chain 1, 2, and then we are going to go into starting the half double crochets. So I'm just going to use a marker to do the second one, because sometimes the skirt can be, half double crochet can be quite tricky. Okay, so I've marked there the second one, though the yarn split a bit, and then we're going to do half double crochets all the way around. So we have double crochet. The first line is always tricky, but yeah, once you pass the first line, it becomes so much easier. So you can see half double crochets all the way around. So I will meet you guys when I'm on the other side, because we don't want the video to be too long. So please, when you are done, just pause the video and then go all the way around with the half double crochets until you are almost at the end. So I'm going to meet you towards the end. So I'm nearing towards the end, and we're going to do half double crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet, and that was 2. So just gonna take this out. So there's this one left. Okay, that's actually not, that's the first half double crochet. So I'm going to do that. So there you go, half double crochet. So now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then this time I want to go back. So I'm going to half double crochet. That was the first thing, the first stitch. So that's the one, the middle. So now I'm going to go into this, not this one. I'm going to go into this one. Half double crochet, and I put that there, and then we're going to half double crochet all the way back. Actually, let me see something. If I go under here, how it's going to look. Okay, so I actually need to be going under, not over. So I'm just going to undo that. And then we're going to go underneath. So that's one, and then we go underneath this one. instead of going in the middle of the lines, we are just going to go in between the two. So that's how it's going to look. So we're going in between the two lines, and when we reach the end, then I will show you what you need to do. But we're just going to slip stitch there and then go back and go in between the lines. Instead of going over here, we go underneath, in between, because when you go over the line, it's going to make a different looking type of stitch, and we just want a seamless one without lines. So when you go over the line, this line is going to show. So we're just going all the way back with the half double crochet. Just be patient with yourself and go where you need to go instead of rushing. And putting it in where it's not supposed to go. So yes, so you're just going to continue that way, doing half double crochets in between or under these two lines. Go all the way around, all the way around. So guys, I'm gonna meet you at the end, and then I will show you how to get back. And then once you're back, then we will do the amount of rows. So this works out quite a few rows. You're gonna need to make quite a few rows. So I said 60 rows, but you just need to see the length that you want, and then you can increase. The nice thing is that it's just 140, so you don't need to decrease or do anything. It's just gonna shape you nicely. So guys, I have filmed this over a couple of days, so excuse me if some things just look different, like my nails, for example. So I'm going to do the last stitch. I actually just want to show you guys because I changed colors while I was doing this. So this is the last stitch, and then I am going to cut off. So this is for you to know how to change color. So I was going that way. So when you change color, then you go the opposite direction, because when I crocheted, then I went opposite direction instead of going one direction. And you can see the line is quite straight when you go the opposite direction. So now that I've went that way, so I'm going to turn around, and now I'm going to change to this color. It's still the same kind of yarn. So I just want to measure for you guys so you can see the length and then also the width of the material of the skirt. So I've actually decided that I'm going to, let me just zoom out. I've decided that I'm going to start decreasing a little bit this side so that it can just go in a bit. Not too much though, just a little bit at the end, because I'm still gonna decrease while I'm enclosing everything together, but you'll understand. So this is how it looks at the moment. So yeah, I have changed color. So now I need to attach the yarn. Let me attach the yarn before I do all the measurements for you guys. So I'm attaching the yarn here. Let me just zoom in so you can see that. I'm attaching the yarn here. So I'm just going in there. And then I'm tying. Then you tie it that way. Actually, I need to go into this one, not the next step. So right under where you cut off, that's where you are going to tie the yarn to make the 2 chains. So I've tied that. I'm going to grab both. So you go 1, 2, and then you go into this one, into the next. So every time you do that, every time you crochet, you go into the next one. And then on this side, you're going to go, the last one will be this little one, so that it makes your line straight. So immediately after you do the 2 chains, you go into the next space, in between space. So I'm just going to grab that one, make sure that they are under, they're covered properly. You can actually just cut it a bit shorter so that it's not too long. I will also just write the description underneath so that you can just reference it while we go on. I'll put the measurements in the description as well, so that you can easily follow what I am doing. So I've added that one. So now I want to start decreasing a little bit. So I'm going to decrease like that. So you go under 1, and then you go under 2. Because it's a half double crochet, then I'm going to do that, pull through everything. And then we carry on. So I've decreased 1, and then in front, I am going to decrease on the front. I'm going to decrease on the front this side, and I'm going to decrease on the front this side, and once on the back, because I don't want to decrease it too much, just a little bit in this first line. So this is like, you just need to measure if you like the length of the skirt before you start decreasing. So make sure that you like the length from the top of your bum, because I'm just going to do a few more lines from the top of your bum to however long you want to make it. Half double crochet takes forever, guys. Like, it takes so long, especially when you use a yarn that is not very thick. So this one is not very thin. There's definitely thinner, but it's not very thick. So it took me days in between, of course, doing everything, my work, and my home life. So I'm almost in front. So I just need to look at that to see if it's kind of halfway. Okay, yes, I can decrease here. That's 1, 2. All right. And then we go on to the other side. And then we are going to decrease in the front panel as well. Okay, we are almost going to decrease. Okay, so you can see it's almost halfway, so I'm just going to do a couple more. So before we reach the end, then I'm going to decrease once. So I'm going to go underneath. We're decreasing once just to make the waist come in a little bit. Okay, and then we're going around, then we're going to decrease once at the back. So that would be 4 times in total, spread out quite nicely. Okay, so we're almost at the back. Just going to go around. Okay. So I'm going to finish crocheting. Oh, I will just crochet with you guys here. Hopefully it doesn't take up too much space on the video, because uploading will take even longer. So we're almost to a point where we can decrease again one more time before we do a few more lines. So the next line, then I'm not going to decrease, and then the other line I'm going to decrease. So this line we are decreasing. The next one I'm going to use the same color but no decrease, and then one more I'm going to use the green color and I'm going to decrease, same as I did now with 4. And then I'm going to do 2 more lines of this color with no decrease at all. And then we're going to start with the middle part, which is joining the top and the skirt. Finally, guys, did I decrease? I did not. Okay, let me decrease here. Okay, so I decreased. This dress is actually quite heavy. Half double crochet is quite heavy. Okay, so guys, this is the last one. If you can see this is the last one. Let me just do autofocus because... So this is the last space left. We just go under there. And then we're going to... This is that 2 stitches, so we go 1 and 2. So this is the second stitch there, and then we're going to go back. So I'm going to say 1, 2, and then we're going to go back with no decrease at all, and then you go into the next one, go into the next space. So you see that there's the 2. You don't go into the first space, you go into the next space. The next space is the first space, but it can be a little tricky. Just make sure that you go into the next open space so that it's the back is straight. if you're going to do the back. The back that way. You can choose to put the joining to the side, but yeah. So now I'm not going to decrease. I am just going to continue and do half double crochet all the way to the other side, and then I'm going to join the green yarn, and then I'm going to decrease the same way that I did with 4. So sorry, I'm repeating myself. I just want you to understand with the 4 times. So 1 2 3 4. With the green, I'm going to do 1 line, and then I'm going to do the second, do 2 lines. Do 2 lines with this color, because it needs to be the last one. And those 2 lines, I'm not going to decrease anything. So guys, just to make the video shorter, I'm just going to continue, and then I will meet you once I have done what I said I am going to do, so that we can start with the middle part, joining the bra part. And then I'll write the measurement in the video and in the description. So guys, when you're decreasing, I just wanted to quickly show you, this is where I would have put my stitch marker. So you can see there's a hole here and a hole here. So you just need to go under the space here to decrease, and there, and then go under that last space. I just wanted to quickly show you that. Okay, chain 1, and then we're going to decrease, get into this space, and then this space, and that's a decrease. We go all the way, then we put our stitch marker in that first stitch, and then we carry on. And then when we arrive on the other side, this is the last thing. You're gonna put the crochet hook under here and under here. So that's the last 2 left. Okay, so I have done 19 rows of decreasing, as you can see here. So now I'm going to start with the double crochet. So we're going to do 10 rows of double crochet. So we're just going to go into this first to do a slip stitch, so that there's only 6 of these left. 1 2 3, that's the first double crochet. Second double crochet, 2 3 4 5, and this is going to be 6, so I'm just going to include this last bit so that it's not sitting by itself, and still double crochet 1 2. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 double crochets. That's the first row of 6 double crochet. So you go 1 2 3 1 2. So with the double crochets, we go in between 3 and not in the spaces. 3 4 5 and 6. So that is row 2. 1 2 3. Let me just remove the autofocus quickly. Okay, 3, and then I go into the second one. 1 2 3 4 5. Why is it 5 now instead of 6? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so it's 6, 1, 2, 3. So that's row 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to row 5 and we go into the second one, not the first one, because that one is here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is my 10 rows of double crochet. So now I'm just going to go around the dress, and I'm going to show you when we get to the back, just to make it smaller, we're going to decrease, I would say on every 10th stitch. So we go down just to make the dress look neater. So we're going to do double crochets. Single stitches. So you go 1, go in the middle. We're just going to go around the dress before we put it together. Try and go in between the stitches instead of inside the stitches. So you see I'm going in between the stitches instead of in here. So we are going around the dress with single stitch. Okay, so now I'm actually at the corner where the half double crochets are, and I'm going in with single stitches going down. In the half double crochets, try to do a single stitch in each row. Single stitch, single stitch, single stitch. We are almost towards the main area of the skirt. Single stitch in each row. Okay. And then this is where the double crochet, the decreasing began. So you just want to go into this next stitch so that there's no hole in between. So I'm going to start with the decrease. So I'm going to start with 1 decrease already. So with the single stitch decrease, you go in 1, 2, there, I've already decreased. Now we're going into the next one with the single stitches. Sorry, that's my son in his slippers. In and out he goes. So I wasn't counting actually. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 we are decreasing. So we decrease there. And then we count again. 1, 2. It's the final countdown. Okay. Okay, so we are almost at the last. I'm just gonna put that there, and then the last, put it in the last stitch, and then I'm gonna chain 1 and just go back because we started with the single stitches on the other side. So I'm just gonna do that one bit. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the yarn, but I'm not going to cut it short because we're going to connect the dress around to the bra. So just make it a bit long enough for you to be able to sew it. It's not that long, so it won't need too much of a long yarn. So that is mine. That's mine. So here comes the exciting part. I just need to get my bra and the needle, and then we're going to put everything together. So I'm going to start with connecting the bra. This is the yarn that I have left. So we're just going to take this piece, take it around, and then we're going to need the yarn on the needle on the other side to connect, and then our dress is ready. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to connect the yarn to the hook. Oh yeah. Okay, so I've connected the yarn to the hook. So now I'm just going to go to the other side to hook the dress, put together the dress. Okay, so here's on the back side. So I'm just bringing this yarn here, and then we are going to connect. So what you want to do is just go this way, go underneath. This is the exciting part. So try and go over one piece of yarn instead of just all of them. So I go underneath and up. I'm just putting it together. So I choose one yarn underneath, one yarn underneath, one yarn underneath, and there we go. I have connected the dress, so I'm going to go underneath again and through the bottom just to tie it, and then go under, so I'm just going to go through here again just to make sure that it's not going to come undone. So I'm going under here. If I sound too loud, it's because I'm standing up, so I'm close to the camera. There we go. And our dress is done. We are ready for the summer. It's gonna be a hot mama summer. There's the dress. I'm gonna cut that hook, that piece of yarn. Let me just do that quickly before I cut it so that it's tight, and I don't cut it before I tighten it. Okay, so there's the dress, guys. Show me when you're rocking it. If you have any questions, please send them, leave them in my comments, and I'm happy to do that, or follow me on Instagram and DM me, and I will answer your questions as soon as I can.